A normal day, like any other, in a classroom, the children were playing and having fun, enjoying the absence of the teachers until she arrived. She was a bit special. Her name was Tina. As soon as the little girl entered the classroom, that was when the teasing began. From the back of the classroom, a group of children sang in a mocking tone, "Ticci-Tina, Ticci-Tina, Ticci-Tina." The little girl had nothing left but to cover her face and run to the bathroom so she could cry without being further humiliated. That's where she spent most of her time. That's how she avoided insults and nicknames from her classmates. After everything she's had to go through, it's time to go home. When she arrives, her father is waiting for her, with open arms ready to give her a hug. However, after having hugged her father, she runs to her older brother's room and throws herself on him. "Hello, little sister. How was your day today?" said the eldest, ruffling his sister's brown hair. "Well, I guess." Her hands and neck were shaking in a way that the little girl couldn't control. "You know I'll be here when you need to tell me something, okay, Tina?" "Yes, brother," he answered in a slightly sad tone. "Tina, come on, it's getting late and you still haven't done your homework," said her father, entering the room. "Yes, Dad," he answered, standing up. Tina had a father and a brother who constantly supported her despite the difficulties, but her mother, that was the problem. Her mother didn't really care about her family. She was drunk, going out with other men. She had been out of the house for a long time. So the days, weeks, months, years went by. Tina had already grown up. She was now 16 years old. Today was precisely her birthday, April 2nd. She was in the car with her father and her brother, who had to take an exam since he was old enough to attend a university. "Are you sure about the profession you are going to follow, Louis? You won't be able to change it afterward." "Yes, father, I'm sure." In the back seat was Tina with a tired expression, mixed with boredom and pain. Suddenly, something caught the girl's attention. Dad. Brother. They were very focused on their conversations and did not realize the danger. "Dad, a car?" Then horrible noises were heard, glass breaking, creaking, and then everything went black. "What happened? Where am I?" The girl looked confused. "You're in a hospital, dear," added a nurse who was passing in front of her. "My brother? Where is Dad?" Tina was starting to get desperate. "Honey, they couldn't survive." Tina couldn't stop the tears from coming out of her eyes. She remembered how her brother sang songs to her before going to sleep. He was her only friend. Or how her young father always waited for her with a smile and ready to give her a hug, even though her mother always insulted him and deceived him. But all that was gone. There was nothing left. "I'm sorry, dear," said the nurse and then left the room. "Dad, brother," said the girl while crying and drying her tears with her pillow. Her arms and neck began to creak and move. Where would she go now? The next morning, someone entered the room violently, almost kicking the door. A blonde woman with honey eyes entered. "Get ready, we're leaving," he said indifferently. "You?" Tina looked at her with a face of hatred. "Don't you realize, mother? Your son and your husband are dead, woman." He was hit in the face by his mother. "Listen, brat, here I worry about whoever I want and you are not going to change my mind, you fucking girl." The woman took the girl back home, but Tina kept feeling something that told her kill her. That's what she deserves. When she got out of the car, her mother headed for the door, but Tina went to the garage, grabbed gasoline and matches, went to the kitchen where her mother was and carefully uncovered the gasoline and then poured it on her. Before she could do so, she turned around. "What do you think you're doing, you fucking brat?" "Just what makes me happy, mother, ha 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 ha." The girl began to laugh uncontrollably, then poured almost all the gasoline on her mother. "You are shit." The woman tried to defend herself. "Let's see if you like this, mother, ha 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 ha." After finishing the sentence, she began to twist and bend all the extremities of her body. Creaking and screaming could be heard. "You know, mother, I love to leave people with a good memory." The girl grabbed a knife and began to write the wounds on her face, and the blood marks clearly showed the letter T. After this, she grabbed a knife and began to stab her until she saw her lifeless. Immediately she took the gasoline and poured it all over the house and finally lit it with the matches. She quickly slipped away and managed to get out. She prepared to run since she had heard the police sirens at a not too far distance. She realized that she had nothing to shelter herself with, so she remembered that her neighbor's house, if she remembers correctly, the Rogers house, well, she didn't have time to think about other things. She needed to flee, so she passed by and was very surprised to see that there was blood on the floor. the girl passed by. She arrived at a room where she found some hospital papers which were in the name of Toby Aaron Rogers. That name seemed somewhat familiar to her. Tina couldn't waste any more time. She quickly grabbed a coat that she found hanging. The truth was she didn't care if it was a man's. She had to leave. The police sirens were heard getting closer and closer. Tina ran directly to the forest which she was in front of the group of houses where she lived. She began to go further and further, until she stumbled upon something. She picked it up and looked at it more closely. It was a wooden axe. It looked worn. She looked in front and saw a camp, but there was no one inside. Then a creaking sound broke all the silence. Tina looked to find a boy with brown hair similar to hers. He was wearing glasses and a type of face mask, but that was not the strangest thing. His neck was twisting in a way that seemed inhuman. Suddenly the boy managed to pronounce a few words. "Who are you?" "So Tina. Ticci-Tina."